Hello everybody, this is the first forecast of this channel. One that you can hear my voice and it's more in depth than just looking at me move around some models, where I can physically talk to you guys and tell you what I think about what's going to happen for the area of Alaska. So on October 17th, the system seems to be like forming in the northern Pacific, which could eventually impact southeastern Alaska on Saturday, as a 982 millibar system, which is a very strong system. If you all know about millibars and all that, which is like, I think, a category 1 or category 1 or 2 hurricane, which is very strong. So the winds down there may also be strong. Yeah. Here, 1 second. And as you look at this, you can see like, oh, it looks like a tropical cyclone. It's more of a, it's not tropical, but it's definitely, it could be remnants of a tropical system that was in the western Pacific that eventually swung around and sped up as an extratropical low and impacts southeastern Alaska as a very potentially, like, if you're in this area, treat this as like, here's like hurricane warning and stuff, because like the winds are going to be strong, but there's not going to be any storm surge. The only thing you have to worry about is the heavy snowfall, to the heavy rainfall from the storm. But this is several days out, so again, this is likely not going to happen. So as I talk about this, you guys may be thinking, oh, so why are you talking about this? I'm just saying this to keep people ahead of the system, so we're the ones who want to track it, or are in the path of this system, or well aware of the potential impacts of this system. The more I look, the more like varieties of models, like, it shows a definite chance of a strong system impacting that area. And some very heavy snow. So I was just saying that flooding is not likely to occur. For these islands right here, your main concern is probably not flash flooding, but very heavy rain, potentially getting up to like 4 to 5 inches of rain, because this area is always very partially impacted by these type of systems with rain and snow. That's why you see these very dark blue to blue values, which is just meaning snow moving throughout this area. It seems like a swaying motion like this, because the system is impacting this region pretty decently. But based on what I'm saying, like, it's an iffy situation. Like, I do not know exactly if this system will impact this area, but if it does, I will definitely make another video, potentially like maybe a live coverage of this system impacting southeastern Alaska into Canada, because I have some pretty useful radar that are able to reach out to this area. So if you guys have notifications on and you are subscribed, you will see the notification saying, oh, live coverage of this system impacting southeastern Alaska with heavy impact of snow. But this is 48 hours out, and some people might be saying, oh, that's actually kind of really, it's still very far out, but it's also very close. So like, what I mean is, this is the icon model now. So what you're seeing is, just because it's very close to happening, or it looks like it could happen in the amount of hours, it's very, very iffy. Like, we've had tropical cyclones who didn't follow any of the models at all, besides potentially one, and it still underperformed on what it was going to do. And what I'm saying is, this could be an overperformance, or this could be an underperformance. So anybody in this area should definitely, not trying to sound like trying to scare anybody, but should definitely this system for the rest of this week into next week, as it impacts the area for a couple days with heavy rainfall, the heavy snow. As you can see on the snow chart over here, the little values, potentially getting up to, 4 to 6 inches. 2 to 4 to 4 to 6 inches of snow, which is a lot for this time of year, which could mean something for the lower 48. Example, it could mean a more impactful winter than last year, which, if I'm going to be truthfully honest with you guys, I have my own forecast. I will make a winter, 2024, 2025 winter forecast, potentially in the coming days. It's not for sure when it will release, but I'm sure it will release by next week. So stay tuned for that later. Then this is about 6 days out or so, and this is where the mountains are usually, right here. So when you see that big old blob, you're like, the heck is that? Well, that's rain and snow mix. Well, just imagine, right, everybody in this area right here would be getting both of it. You'd be getting snow and rain at the same time, which you might be thinking, that's weird as shit. It's very weird. And for the people who, before they get impacted by the rain, would be getting, pretty good, decent snow. For people who already got impacted, would be getting pretty heavy rain. The more rain, the likelihood of flooding. The more snow, the more likelihood of flooding, because that snow melts into rivers, which could be a concern for that area. There's a couple rivers up there that run through into the Bay of Alaska, to Gulf of Alaska. I don't know too much about geography in Alaska, so I don't know if it's called Bay of Alaska. I'm calling it Bay of Alaska. But anyways, the next thing I'm going to talk about